Hello, everyone. My name is KJ, and I am the host of Great Talking Entertainment official channel. And today is my non-spoiler review for the new movie by 21st Century's Predator Badland. This is my non-spoiler review. So I'm making this for the people who have heard about it, they see it trending, you see it on your social media, and you're not sure if you should go see it. Is it good? Is it worth seeing it? Well, let me be the one to convince you to go check it out because I think if you're a fan of sci-fi, if you're a fan of space alien movies and unknown planets, this film is right up your alley, and I hope you guys go see this film and let me be the one convince you. So, before I start, can I ask you guys one thing? Could you please hit the thumbs up button, aka the like button? That would help my YouTube channel out. And let me know in the comments below if you went and seen this, and let me know how you feel about this film because I would love to hear your guys' opinion on it and all that good stuff. So, without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into this non-spoiler review. So, let's get into it. Now, The Predator Badland is an action-packed film that gives this franchise a new, fresh breath of air, a new life in this cinematic universe that reminds the fans who've been a fan of this, who watched maybe the first film that's ever made of the Predator, and to the new generations of fans who are now just getting into this franchise, watching the old movies or the ones that came out before this, like the movie Prey, Predators, Killers of Killer, the animation movie, which are both on like Hulu/Disney Plus. If it's the new generation that watch those, I would highly recommend to watch this film because this does continue on, and they took this movie of the franchise in a different direction. When I mean by that, the main plot of this was such an unusual way, but it actually works. It actually makes this franchise even better. From the past movies that had been made about the Predators are great, they're classic, but this is a step up and a new layer of storytelling that is more based off the comic books. So this is a little bit more comic book accurate. Maybe they really stick to the comic book pages to this, especially with the fighting, the action, the explosions, the drama, and it does have a few different vibes and story type formats from the I would call it the buddy cop. The two best friends didn't think they could be best friends, but they were a duo that you would never expect. And of course, it has that underdog story feel to it, where you see somebody who is the weakest one, but they become the strongest because they made their weakness into their strongest points about them. And it has it all. And this film does have a lot of comedy in it, but it makes fits so well that it's not a big deal. And it's really good. And I think this is a film is worth going to the movies because it also has a positive message that shows you that sometimes family is not always blood related, but family is with the people who you meet in your life type feel story as well. So it's definitely worth it. And it's something you would never expect a story like that to be told in a franchise like this. So it's definitely worth it. Now, let me talk about the things I did not like about it, and there's only two things. Now, the first thing I didn't like about it is I wish they explained things a little bit more and stop trying to foreshadow so much because there's some things I feel like they should have just flat out said what's going to happen in this film or what should have happened in this film, I should say, instead of like teasing every little thing. There's other things like I think the diehard fans want to see happen or lead up to. And there's things that I feel like these ain't really teasers. These things you shouldn't really foreshadow because, you know, it should have been more explained about the film, about what's the concept of these two characters, about Deck and this other character named Thea that's in this film. And I think it's more important to explain about where they're really from, why they are the way they are, and more of the struggles instead of like saying, oh, there could be another sequel to this film that's going to really explain it. I wish they just really explain it in this. And then the second thing I didn't like was the extra characters that just had some cringy dialogue. Now, these two things are not a big deal. Like, they're not something to dwell over. It doesn't really hurt the main story of this film. Those are the only two things I could think of that I just personally didn't like about the film, or I nitpicked about it basically. Now, let me talk about the things I did like about it. At number one, they Disneyfied it. Now, usually when somebody says, "Oh, they Disneyfied it," it sounds bad, but this actually works because it had a main villain, aka a protagonist. It had drama. It had a love interest. It had best friend type vibes. And it also shows somebody being vulnerable. And it also somebody, rising above the occasion. It just it's something only Disney does. This is a Disney thing. Disney has always done it with all their IPs, their properties. Like, they always done that, and they did it with this, and it actually works. It doesn't seem like it would work, but it actually does, and that's what makes this film so good. And of course, the director did an amazing job as well. And then the second thing that I like about it is the CGI and the VFX effect are awesome. The way the background looked, the way it visually looked, where you seen the planets and you seen outer space, you see the other creatures and monsters. It all looks so good, well put together. And the scenery just looked, again, amazing. The third thing I liked is the main plot of this film. They really told it where, if you haven't really seen, it's been years. If it, like, pretend there's people in this world that just haven't rewatched every Predator movie in a long time, this film really explains the whole concept of what they are and what they do and why they do it, right? They make you understand it within the first 5 minutes, and it makes the audience understand the rest of it while they watch the whole film. So that's why I love the main plot of this, because they simplified it, but they also left this story where they foreshadow a lot of things and they tease possibilities of what could happen, but probably won't happen depending on which way they go with it. But really good. It's such the I think just take away the possibilities of what the fans would like to see next after this film. But this is such a good movie. You can rewatch this film at least 2 times in your life and you'll enjoy it. Like, it's not a bad movie at all. Like I said, I mentioned the things I didn't like about it, but those things are not that important because, again, the main plot, the main story of this film was so solid, and this makes it for any viewer or whoever they are, whether they first time watching this franchise or not a first timer, it's still a film you can truly enjoy, and Honestly, this one I would put. I would definitely consider putting this in my top five films for this year of 2025 that I think was on it was I think it's one of the best. I think this is one of the best films out of this year, honestly. And number four, the last one, I love the cliffhanger of this film. Again, it sticks to the comic books of this franchise. It and then like at the post credit, or kind of like the post credit, it teased so much of characters they have never really used in the past live action films. And it's really cool to see that there's a story and there's a reason why, and they're building up to something bigger and bigger. And they're this film gives me hope that they're going to tell a really good story and connect everything in this cinematic universe. This is like, honestly, this is as good as Marvel Studios MCU's Phase One. To me, that's on that path of being that good. And again, like, the cliffhanger to this ending was awesome. It made sense, and it's going to get people curious because we haven't seen this before in a live action, unless you read the comic books, of course. But it's going to be really cool, and I can't wait to see where they take this. I'm telling you, I think it's worth it. It has so much fun, it has so much excitement, and I love the fight scenes when they battle. Dex seeing battle, and learn and grow and rise to above the occasion is so cool. And just seeing it was just really cool. Like, this is really good. It's worth seeing it, and I hope you guys see this film. So if I had to give this a 1 out of 10, I'm going to definitely give it a 7.5. Really good. I'm telling you, it is worth, and it's worth seeing it, and I hope you guys see it, because this thing, to me, I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. And I didn't really have high expectations or where they were trying to go with this. Just because I watched, the Prey, Prey film, and the way that ended, it didn't really lead on to anything else but a victory battle. And then Predators, Killers of Killers was just a movie that, had different eras of timelines of where these alien creatures come down and hunt, basically, right? And they didn't lead nowhere. Ideally, they kind of did, but this film here really expanded and explored areas that I didn't think it would. And so my expectations was really low, and they just surprised me. And now I'm more curious and more excited to see where they're going to take this franchise as far as storytelling wise. So it's really good, and I think this is going to be a successful, if they do a sequel or a part two or another film or another show that's connected to this. So I'm really excited. But that's my non-spoiler review, y'all. I hope you go see it. Let me know in the comments below. And please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Great Talking Entertainment Official channel. Subscribe. Hit that notification button so you guys be updated with all my latest content. Thank you guys, and peace out.